We are 22West Radio. 22West Radio is 22westmedia.com and 88.1 FM KKJZ HD3 Long Beach, Los Angeles.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and now our World Broadcasting Tag Team Champions of the World and our Cruiserweight Champion.
I'm Ethan.
I'm James.
I'm Rob.
And this is Beyond the Ropes. You can give us a like on Facebook. Facebook.com/Beyond the Ropes is where we post our videos, predictions, additional content. And as of last night, we are officially on Twitter. That's right.
Yes, we are.
You can follow us on Twitter. Where can they
Interesting
find us on Twitter?
choice.
They can find us on Twitter at I'm just guessing here where I'm not at real BTR radio.
The real
two
one.
R's. There's two R's in between.
That's right. It's
Yeah.
not one R. It's
Two.
BTR and then radio.
So tell all your friends.
Tell all your friends, give us a like on Facebook, and give us a follow on BTR. That's really the only one I could use. I tried to spell out Beyond the Ropes, and they were all taken, so
Oh
I
man.
had to settle for real BTR.
The real one.
We'll
We're
take
the
it.
real one.
We'll
We're
take
the
it, but
official.
we got to live up to it now.
Oh, absolutely.
No pressure.
We have the
right.
biggest video catalog than any Beyond the Ropes that exists as far as...
Do we know this for sure, or you just?
I mean,
I
look
think
at
we
it.
do.
Look at it.
We've
You'll
had
see.
over 84 episodes
Yeah.
uploaded.
It's just, look, here's the thing. Those that did have it, they abandoned it.
That's right. So,
I'm not. I need to see some. I don't know.
I think,
I'm not. I mean, we might.
I think we
but
do.
I'm not.
I think most of them have abandoned.
Well, one of them has a plain white T-shirt with the logo.
Oh, no, that's
A plain
terrible.
white tee. Okay.
That's terrible. Anyways, you can also follow us individually on
Yes.
Twitter
Yes, you could.
at EthanNB95.
At JHW Reporter.
Flores Media.
There we go.
There we go. Alphabetical order. We're getting it.
There, we're doing a lot better than we were
Yes.
last time.
This is true.
You can also find us on YouTube. Just search up Beyond the Ropes on YouTube, and you'll
Mhm.
find, as of today, 84 episodes of Beyond the Ropes there. And I don't know, I've been mentioning it over the last few weeks, but James is an official member of the
Hey now.
team now. So we'll make sure to post that on our social media pages as well.
Okay.
Because I don't know if everyone knows.
He's on the intro. So
But,
I'm on the
there
intro,
since
so
he's
like-
on
I
the
mean
intro now.
that's pretty official. And I was in the Twitter bio, so it's Twitter official too.
Yeah,
so.
it's been official on Twitter, so we'll make sure we get a picture of us for the Twitter and Facebook. So
Okay.
all our followers and people know we're a 3-man broadcasting.
3MB!
I was gonna say
No,
if
I
you
was
say
like, no,
a 3-man band.
Come
No.
on, you know James wants the air guitar
No,
already.
No, thank you. No, I'll
Alright.
pass. It's a no for me.
Guys, we have to give a moment of silence today. It's a sad day.
Was this for the puppet?
We lost a good friend, Rambling Rabbit.
That's who it was.
What happened to him?
2019 to 2019.
Sad.
It's tragic. We need a
What,
moment.
did they not
we
like
need
him
a
or what?
we need a 10 bell
A
salute.
10-bell salute.
It's a sad day. I don't know.
It is
I don't
a
know
sad
what
day.
else.
I mean, he was a good friend.
He was he was a talker. That's for
He
sure.
was a talker.
He was a talker.
A good promo.
Oh yeah, he was
He
definitely
was
a
a
good
good.
promo.
He was a good promo.
He was up there with the greats.
One of the best rabbits on TV, not only today in the current generation, but if you just think about his career with Bugs Bunny,
That's right.
Lola Bunny, a lot of his other cousins,
That's right.
So,
I mean, you even
the
had
rabbit from Bambi,
that Thumper, yeah.
Thumper,
There you go.
excuse me.
Um,
There you go.
Adam Rose's bunny.
Adam Rose's bunny, the Easter bunny.
Yeah, the Easter bunny. I mean,
I mean,
he was
he's
up
the
there.
guy. He's the godfather of all bunnies.
He's up there, yeah.
Yeah. So
Obviously, we're talking about the Firefly Funhouse
Yes.
segment that aired last night. We'll get into more of that a little bit later. It's also Kevin Owens' birthday.
Kevin Owens'
so
birthday.
Happy birthday to Kevin Owens.
and he's being a.
He's being,
It's his birthday, and he can cry if he wants to.
yeah, apparently he was unhappy about Vince not tweeting him a happy birthday, so. And he, I don't know if you saw this, Rob. Probably not because you were doing your show, but Kevin Owens
Mhm.
made that tweet saying he was very disappointed that Vince didn't tweet him a happy birthday, and he was probably wondering if the reason was because he headbutted Vince McMahon a few years back. So
I mean, that wasn't even. That was this year. That could.
No, he was gone. It was 2017.
Has time gone by that fast?
Yeah, it's been a year.
I
and a
remember.
half.
I felt like that was yesterday.
Yeah, some things feel like they were yesterday. Some things just feel
Right.
way longer. We're also currently on Rob's phone, right? What are you on?
What
right
are we
now?
doing on
That's
your
the
phone
live
now?
me.
We are on Live Me. How do they find us there?
That's a live pro wrestling talk show.
There you go. So if you have a Live Me, search up Live Pro Wrestling Talk Show and you'll find us there. WWE's in trouble, guys. At least that's what all the reports are saying.
I mean,
Last week ratings went below a
Oh,
2.
I heard
for Monday Night Raw.
something.
I'm not looking
USA,
too much
right?
into it.
USA and Fox.
USA and Fox are apparently not too pleased with that, and WWE is in a scramble to get those ratings up.
Look, I think if they really wanted to, they could just go on the network and do their own thing.
Yeah.
They
Oh
really-
yeah, sure.
I mean, all these people are cutting cable. You know, they're cutting the cord on cable anyway. So
But when you think about a
Mm.
$1 billion deal,
I mean, $1 billion is nice. So
And then-
I'm not ignoring it. But I mean, you can't pull out of $1 billion deal, can you? I mean, I guess you could.
I don't know what their contract,
Yeah.
their specific contract. What I saw, sorry.
Hmm.
What I saw was Fox could move SmackDown to FS1, which would kind of be not a good thing for WWE, for the viewers at least.
I mean, I heard that both networks
Yes
want
and
to
no.
remove the brand exclusivity.
That's right. That was something I saw earlier today.
I mean, this is totally true, and I don't know if there's this transition into the wild card right now.
Oh, we
or,
can. Go ahead.
I mean,
Bring it up.
What did you watch yesterday? An episode of Raw or an episode of SmackDown? Because it
I
looked like an
saw-
episode of SmackDown from what I saw.
It was a desperate attempt to try and get those ratings up, and I don't think it worked very well, at least from the audience reaction on social media.
Mm-hmm.
So, Vince McMahon came out, and he said it was gonna be a memorable night you'll never forget. And usually when they say something like that, it means something big is gonna happen. Unfortunately,
You got Roman Reigns.
okay. Well, aside from a few of the
No,
SmackDown
I get
guys,
you, I get you.
there was really nothing memorable to come out of it.
That's true.
It was a very forgettable show, and a very chaotic show. Roman Reigns came out because over the weekend he did tweet out that he was going to show up on Monday Night Raw.
Right.
He had unfinished business, and so that's what he did. Vince wasn't too happy. Then we had Daniel Bryan come out, who is returning from an injury, so it's good to see him back. And he said he came to Monday Night Raw because he wanted to stake his claim for the WWE Championship. He wanted his rematch. He wanted the title back. Then we had a New Day member and the current WWE champion Kofi Kingston come out. So essentially, it was started off as a SmackDown episode of Monday Night Raw, as you mentioned.
It ended as a SmackDown episode.
It ended one too. And so then Drew McIntyre came out, who was on Monday Night Raw. But officially, Vince McMahon said, moving forward, there's going to be a wild card rule.
Now, did he throw a number out when he said that? I'm trying to remember. He said 3? Or?
He did. He started
Okay.
out with 3, and then later changed it later in the night.
Right, because I was going to say there was more than 3, right?
There was more than 3. And
So he already changed the rule and then broke his own rule
and
the same night.
yeah.
Classic Vince McMahon.
It's crazy. And throughout that segment, he was calling himself a genius, trying to hype himself up.
Yeah.
It was very over the top, and I think a lot of people realized this was kind of a poor attempt to try and get the ratings up. And I don't know how well it worked because it wasn't well received.
Yeah.
Essentially, the wildcard rule is 3 SmackDown superstars can appear on Monday Night Raw,
Mm-hmm.
and 3 Raw superstars can appear on SmackDown Live, typically if they're invited or something to that extent.
Right.
And so we can expect a few Raw guys to appear. That was changed later, however, when Lars Sullivan showed up and beat down No Way Jose. Vince then changed it to 4 guys.
Mm-hmm.
Elias also showed up, but he made the excuse that he was with Shane, so that didn't count. So he left it to 4 guys switching, appearing on both brands essentially. But yeah, it was a weird episode of Raw last night, to say the least. You could tell that they were trying to do stuff, but I don't know how effective it really was.
I mean, to me, it almost comes across as disrespectful to the Raw roster in a way, because literally every moment that I can recall
had a SmackDown person involved, whether it was Roman Reigns, whether it was Kofi, and Daniel Bryan.
I mean,
More or less. I mean, there's the women. There was these are just from the highlights that I saw, but even the
Right.
one with Lacey Evans, that involved Becky, and Becky's obviously the women's Raw champion, so she kind of gets a pass there.
mhm.
But, meh, not buying it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to wait and see how that goes moving forward. Obviously, tonight, SmackDown Live, they're expecting a big show.
Yeah, will we see some Raw people? I guess we have to.
Yeah, we
right?
have to now. It's a wild card rule. We do know that the Hardy Boys had to relinquish the SmackDown
That's right.
Live tag team titles last week due
Yeah.
to Jeff Hardy being injured. He had surgery and he's going to be out for about 6 to 9 months. Who knows what Matt Hardy's going to do? There's speculation he wants a singles run, so we'll see what happens there. However, Shane McMahon will announce new SmackDown Live tag team champions. It's probably going to be him and Elias
Right.
to gain that heel heat, because there's really no other tag team on SmackDown anymore. You've got Heavy Machinery, and I mean the Clones aren't even on TV.
Yeah.
They haven't been for months. And
The
Shinsuke,
No, the Usos are on Raw, yeah.
Shinsuke and Rusev are there.
Yeah.
And that's about it. I don't think there's anyone else on
Yeah,
there.
that's kind of rough.
The SmackDown tag division went from being one of the best
See,
things.
yeah, that's.
Well, the New Day's there too, but they're injured right now.
I mean, they're injured, and then their
Yeah.
other guy, then Kofi's the
Kofi's
champion.
the champion,
So that's kind of the angle and the direction they're going. So
Yeah,
they're out of the. I mean, yes, are they a tag team? But
they're kind
yeah,
of out
they
of the
are,
picture.
but they're out of the mix for the time being.
So it's SmackDown kind of got hurt with the shakeup as well. Really, it doesn't really benefit them.
Right. I mean, yeah. I mean, you give up some stuff to, you get Roman Reigns, you get all these other single stars, but then you're
Right.
losing.
You're losing your entire tag division
Right,
essentially to
right.
Monday Night Raw, which they're not using their tag division wisely either.
Yeah.
The way they're using some of their teams.
Well, and they got Zack Ryder and Hawkins on the top of the Raw division,
and
and
they're
they took an L.
they're not looking so strong either. So
Right.
it's not a good way to really present your tag division right now, or to try and re-sign them, considering a couple of them already are waiting out their contracts. So
True, but I wouldn't panic. This is just that it's I mean, there is no off season in pro wrestling, at least for the WWE. But with that being said, it's always a downtime, always a down period right after WrestleMania. So this is kind of expected, at least for me. You kind of expect a little bit. Things will get back.
hopefully, because
It will.
it's
Ethan,
the
don't
lowest.
panic.
It's the lowest ratings in history.
I've heard this. They hit another low like 2 or 3 years ago. It happens.
It's time to bring Bruce Pritchard in. He was
He
probably at
is
home.
I thought he was already in there.
Sometimes,
Well,
some days.
No, your guy isn't
Well,
doing anything.
no,
about it,
he's
to be
there.
fair.
I mean, he's
Some
there,
days.
but
Like, you need me to get off my chair to do my podcast and come in and write something?
well, I mean, hey, he's supposed to be there. I'm sure it'll take a little time.
It's like a as-need basis, probably.
From what I heard on the podcast, he still wasn't even sure of his role. So
Yeah, who knows what's going
We'll
on?
see how
They
that
apparently
goes.
fired the lead Raw writer over the weekend.
oh, did they?
So that might explain why Raw was a bit of a mess last night. But I will say we are going to have to take a quick commercial break in a little bit. So, Rob, are you almost ready for that break?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So,
A dance break?
oh no, that's
Not
right. We
a-
need to get Rob to do a dance
Do
break.
our
We need-
truth. That's right.
Nah,
Our
yeah.
truth one.
You got to do it.
I gotta get it in before Rob does.
That's right. So when we return, looks like one former WWE superstar is no more. It's going by a different name, different persona.
Another one?
Oh, that cool video.
Oh yeah. So we'll talk more
Wait,
about that when we
I
get.
think I missed something. This is a tease.
Oh yeah, it's a
I think
tease.
this is
We'll
a
get
tease.
it
Okay.
when we return right here on Beyond the Ropes.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. I kept looking at the lights.
Yeah,
I don't know.
you're number 4.
Dance break.
Oh my.
There it is. There it is. Hey, there are cameras in here.
God.
For the record,
That
you
will
were
be-
just caught on camera.
that will be-
That's all right.
That's all right.
I've done. Hey,
Yeah.
when you do summer camp, you do a lot of embarrassing things with cameras all over the place anyway.
Oh,
Fair enough.
So,
Fair enough.
2 p.m. Listen to Beach Center report some happy gospel music at 1 p.m. So after you listen to some boring reports, come listen to Bless
What?
the Lord.
There's
Here
two
on
places at once.
22 West Radio and
Is this your
22
promo?
West Media.
Yes.
Like,
Dude, you just poo-pooed on sports right there.
Woo!
what?
the dude also poo-pooed on gospel music.
Hey everyone,
Who, the sports
this
guy?
is Jess Blue
Oh,
oh.
from
Yeah,
Sunny
taking
Summer
jabs at-
City
who's that?
in Australia,
Zach?
and you're listening
Yep.
to 22 West Radio.
Ah, I didn't hear that. Alright.
Would you and a friend like to travel to Europe for $22? 22 for 22 West is our fundraising campaign this year. Donate securely online at www.22westmedia.com. Do it now. In order to reduce the amount of student fees requested each year, we are asking for $22 for 22 West from our listeners, viewers, and readers, and supporters like you. Each $22 donated from now until May 31st, 2019 will receive one entry into the opportunity drawing for a trip for two to any European destination that Turkish Airlines flies. Turkish Airlines flies to 107 European destinations. All proceeds will go directly to equipment and operating expenses, which are put into service training our volunteers, serving our talented student hosts, producers, editors, writers, and on-screen talent. We provide more than 36 student jobs running our radio, video, and magazine operations. We provide 24 internships a semester to provide students hands-on experience in a professional media production environment without leaving campus. It's only $22 to provide and possibly also receive an opportunity of a lifetime. Donate securely online at www.22westmedia.com. Do it now.
Seems we've had a few comments coming in, I guess. Somebody said, you cute.
Thank you.
Oh, they must have been talking about me.
I think the camera's
You're
pointed
both
my
in the-
direction. Oh, we're
in
both
Are we
in
both
the
on the
shot?
shot? We need some clarification on who that comment was directed
Another
towards.
says, do you like comics?
Yeah. I don't really read them, but
I don't really read them, but I
I
mean,
like the comic book movies.
I have a lot of friends and colleagues that like comic books,
Absolutely.
and I don't know how national this is, but I know there was a free comic book day. At
That's
least.
right. Yeah.
Is that a national thing or
I don't know if that was national, but I know that that was a
Okay.
thing
The
around
other
here.
It was a
question
thing.
was, tell me about your favorite event in your childhood.
My favorite event in my childhood.
That's a tough one.
Well, when I was young, before the Honda Center was now called the Honda Center,
The Arrowhead Pond?
The Arrowhead Pond, and I actually, well, that's where the Anaheim Ducks play. I did see a house show there. My cousins took me to a house show, and this, I believe I mentioned this on the show before. I got to see Bret Hart, The Rock, Ken Shamrock, all them at a house show. That was pretty interesting. I was probably like 7 or 8, so while I'm disappointed at the end, looking back at it now that the Undertaker wasn't there, I think it's for my own well-being. I'm glad he wasn't, because I would have been scared.
I think my first wrestling show was SmackDown 2000. I
Okay.
was 5. So, and I believe it was in the Arrowhead Pond as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's definitely been a fun experience, to say the least, going to those events over the years. More specifically, the Staples Center. 'Cause
Yeah.
That's in LA now. But yeah, that's fun. They're coming to.
Yeah,
They're coming back.
I was about to say, and you're talking about the NXT?
No, we'll talk about that.
Okay.
But Monday Night Raw will be in LA, I believe.
Okay.
And I believe they're doing a house show in Anaheim at the.
That
Center,
sounds
so-
about right. They've done it quite a few times in the past, obviously, as I've mentioned.
Yeah,
So yeah, so that's something I'm gonna have to check out.
yeah, next month. So we talked about, or I mentioned, a superstar who is no longer with the WWE, who has undergone a transformation as his contract officially expired last week. He released a video teasing the return
Oh.
of
Wait.
Jon Moxley.
Okay. Right. Okay. You're scared. Okay. This is good. I
Uh,
remember. Wait. So is he still WWE
He's
or
done. No, the video
Okay, I-
officially was released when his contract.
no?
Sitting out the whole non-compete clause.
Right. I just thought I missed something since then.
No.
Okay.
That was the official video he
Right.
released of him escaping prison, essentially.
Oh, the
Yeah.
WWE, I guess he's saying. Okay.
Probably, and a lot of people are speculating he'll show up at Double or Nothing, which is the AEW thing.
But what
because
is the non-compete? I mean, what like do we have a time frame?
I don't
on
think
it?
he has a non-compete issue. I think he's
Do
already.
you think he can
could-
jump in right away?
I think so. I think certain contracts. I don't think he had it in his contract. He can show up. I think pretty much whenever.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I would still like. I still like to think, but I would still be under the impression that there is a non-compete, but then at the same time, there hasn't been much competition, so there probably hasn't been much of a need for a non-compete. But
Well, with Dean Ambrose, I'm sure he's a big star, so I think they could. Usually, depending on the superstar, they might just say go ahead or whatever. They might just cut that no compete clause out.
yeah, they'll come back.
But who knows? Again, we are on Facebook, facebook.com/Beyond the Ropes. Give us a like there, where we post videos, predictions, and additional content. We are now officially on Twitter.
Yes,
And where
we
can
are.
they find us on Twitter, James?
At Real BTR Radio with 2 R's.
Mhm.
I was gonna do a whole Jeff Jarrett gimmick there,
Oh,
but I don't.
Yeah.
I have nothing after
Well,
double R,
we'll practice.
double
Well,
R
maybe
A, D, single
Single
I,
I.
single
Oh
O.
no, single O.
Yeah.
There we go.
Something. We'll figure it out. But anyways, one more time. Let me repeat it. It's at Real BTR Radio. I keep forgetting.
I know
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. I mean, if we need to change it, we will. But I think
We're not changing it. We're.
We'll think about it. Yeah, because we're a little more than radio. I mean, we're on
This is
YouTube as
true.
well.
This
we're,
is
we're
true.
like, we're on YouTube as well. Just search up Beyond the Ropes. We're also currently on You Now with the hashtag,
Ask questions.
and we are on Live Me. And how can they find us
Blind
there?
Pro Wrestling Talk Show.
There we go. So we talked about Dean Ambrose. He's officially John Moxley, or at least
Mhm.
going back to that. We talked about the wild card rule. That's kind of confusing. Some
A
people.
hot mess.
Yeah, it's a desperate attempt to get some ratings up, it seems like. And we're talking about another wrestler going back to New Japan Pro Wrestling. Chris Jericho
Oh yeah.
was
that's
officially
something.
announced to face Kazuchika Okada for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship at Dominion coming up, I believe, in June.
I like it because then it'll give Omega something to fight for with him.
Did he drop the title he had? Jericho.
Yeah, Intercontinental.
The Intercontinental.
He lost it at Wrestle Kingdom, which was
Okay.
in January.
And so now he's going for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Essentially, he's just showing up, having one-offs with
Yeah,
New
right,
Japan.
right. So nothing. He's still on board with the.
Oh, he has a contract with.
Well, I think
AEW.
there was even a. Didn't he come out of the crowd last week?
He did. That's
with
right.
And with Omega.
So Jericho came out and attacked someone in an indie show, and then Kenny Omega also surprised everyone
Right,
and
right.
attacked Jericho. So they're gonna have a match at Double or Nothing happening in Las Vegas at the MGM on May 25th. So they're sure that'll be a good match.
Yeah.
It's a rematch. They had their first encounter was in New Japan Pro Wrestling at Wrestle Kingdom last year. So we'll be seeing that Omega Jericho too, and Jericho competing for that IWGP World Title. Should be interesting.
And if you want to know more about the roster that Cody Rhodes is putting together with AEW, check out last week's episode. It should be up on the YouTube channel and the Facebook channel or page at this point, I would think, Rob. But we talked about the roster and everything else last week, so dig into the archives and find it all there.
There we go. Doing some promoting that. We do have last week's episode up, right, Rob?
Right, Rob?
I think it was the week before
Robert?
that I
Oh
saw it.
my! All right, so we're a week behind.
We're a
Well,
week
one
behind.
week.
So we're episode 86 right now then. 'Cause
No,
last-
no.
This is
That's
no.
85 that's got to go up.
No, I know this is
This is 86.
yeah, this
Oh,
is-
yeah.
Okay.
We're just calling it in the ring.
Look, we're calling shots. We're calling spots in the
We're
ring.
just calling high
Yeah.
spots in the ring,
There
and
we
whatever
go.
happens, happens.
James
Whatever. happens,
high
happens.
flies.
That's
This is
right.
cruiserweight.
Last week he.
I know
Yeah,
what
trying to
happened.
bump.
I
Did
like-
you trip on something?
I know I like drop kick the desk, but
Oh.
Look at
No
that.
one-
You got the XFL LA.
oh yeah, I
Tweeting
mean
you.
we're homies.
Like to tweet. That's cool.
Speaking of which,
Speaking of which,
we'll talk about a little bit later if we're not ready to dive into some of that now.
we can do it now. Why not?
Are you sure?
Let's just do it now.
Let's do it now.
We're doing it on
then.
the fly. The XFL.
The XFL, yes, actually. So, I mean, maybe I shouldn't be saying this, but I'm going to say it anyways. I was watching the XFL LA live stream or Periscope during class,
Earlier today, yeah.
being a
Being a bad student.
bad student but good reporter person.
That's true. You
So,
gotta get the story in.
It's give and take, give and take. But anyway, so the new head coach / general manager has been announced, and it is Winston Moss. Winston Moss has very little, if any, head coaching experience from what I've seen. He has had a 20-year coaching career. He was a defensive assistant for the Seahawks. That was 1 year after finishing his playing career with the Seahawks in '98. Well, he finished his playing career in '97. Was taken on as a defensive assistant for the Seahawks in '98. He would continue his coaching career with the New Orleans Saints as a linebackers coach, and then he would move on to the Packers, where he would spend a good chunk of his coaching career, including a Super Bowl victory, or he was on the coaching staff for the Green Bay Packers Super Bowl season, and he also, as I mentioned, he had very little head coaching experience, but for what it's worth, the only head coaching experience that I did see on his resume was Coach Mike McCarthy, who was the Packers head coach until recently being let go. Was sick, didn't make a trip to Hawaii for the Pro Bowl, and he actually filled in and coached Michael Irvin's team in 2000. I don't have the date in front of me for some reason. Oh, in 2016. But with that said, he did play. He does have some LA ties. Very briefly, he played under Coach Art Shell and the LA Raiders back from '91 to '94. Back in the good old days for those LA Raider fans.
Las Vegas Raiders now, right?
They're soon to be Las Vegas Raiders, yeah. He did play for the University of Miami as a linebacker. So, you know, I mean, we'll see where it goes. I don't know if it's a safe pick. It's an interesting pick. I'm not too familiar with the guy. With this being LA, you would have thought they would have gone for someone, especially with the AAF being out of business. There could have been some other coaches. Some people were trolling on the Periscope stream, thinking Jeff Fisher, who was the Rams head coach previously before Sean McVay, he could have been an option, et cetera, et cetera. Anyways, Winston Moss is the guy who will be leading the
Los Angeles XFL team.
Yes, and we have no idea what the mascot is or whatever.
What our team name is.
Yeah.
We are talking about the XFL
The
because
XFL.
there we go. Because of one
Something like
man, Vince McMahon.
Vince McMahon.
Obviously, so otherwise we wouldn't be talking about football here. But there we go.
But there you
How
go.
is
We got our
original
ties.
The usernames here on that.
What happened?
Love
Young Bacon is watching this.
it. Young Bacon, thank you for watching.
Well, Young
this.
Bacon, you let us know if you've heard of Winston Moss, because too many haven't, but we'll get to know the name very, very soon.
Absolutely, and the XFL will broadcast in 2020, and they officially announced their 4 partners, their 4 new
Yes,
homes.
yes, they did.
ABC Network,
Uh-huh,
ESPN,
right?
Fox Sports, and FS1.
Which again, I think only goes to my point that there's no way Fox can back out of the deal. I mean, you heard
But
Fox
WWE.
Sports, but then what did I say?
FS1 or
FS1 is still there, but I just think, I mean, you know, it sounds like they got a package deal, and no one's backing out of it. You can't back out of it at this point.
USA
Actually,
could.
USA, I mean, well, USA could,
with
but
with Raw, yeah.
yeah, but I don't think that's gonna happen because they begged to have him back once they left for Spike.
That's true. I mean, we'll have to wait and see.
We'll
I guess
see.
We'll see what happens.
I think the ball is in WWE's court either way. They have the network. They're not struggling. Vince McMahon isn't struggling, that's for sure.
He is, and everyone else might be though. But
Some of the talent might be. They're not very happy with their situation, and they're floundering, struggling, whatever you want to call it.
I don't get why he. I think when they were reporting how much they made, he blamed it on the superstars.
What
yeah,
do you
'cause of
mean?
The injuries and the fact that they weren't making as much on like house shows and merch sales. I mean, he's
yeah.
blaming injuries and the lack of the superstars being able to.
They did have a lot of injuries at one point last year. So,
Yeah, so
for what it's worth, it was looking pretty bad at one point. What was it? So much so that they had to bring Bill Goldberg back, which
Oh,
I
yeah.
think right there
He's
is
coming
a
back.
transition for
Saudi Arabia?
Saudi Arabia.
Goldberg will be competing at Saudi Arabia's
And some
show.
people are saying with Brock Lesnar, maybe.
Oh, is that a thing? I did not. Hear
I've
about that.
heard very briefly someone mentioned it. I mean, Brock Lesnar was also announced on that same card.
Right, I heard Bobby Lashley.
I mean, why not bring
And
back
Goldberg?
Gilbert too? Let him have a paycheck.
Yeah,
Do something with Gilbert. It's always nice throw
Oh,
a dog
dear.
bone every now and then to him.
I don't think they want to throw their money at Goldberg right
I mean,
now.
it's not their money. It's Saudi's money.
Well.
They want a show.
I doubt they know who or care who Goldberg is.
If you want
I
to do
mean,
a
it's
little,
a parody.
if you want to do a little fantasy booking, I would put Gilbert in the ring with James Ellsworth.
Oh dear.
That would be a hot mess.
They know they're good friends.
Oh,
Are they
man.
really?
Yeah, apparently Gilbert knows James Ellsworth's like family or something, and he's known them for years. Like they're actually good friends. So
See, I knew it.
yeah,
Never say never.
Firefly Funhouse.
There.
Do you guys watch it? No.
I did not
Rob, you
because
gotta watch it.
they didn't put it on Twitter.
It should
and
be on YouTube now.
It should be on YouTube now.
But we mentioned it earlier. Rambling Rabbit
Yes,
was
alright.
murdered.
All right.
That's
That's why I was not really in a rush to see it because I just can't.
it was tragic.
I just couldn't.
I got depressed.
I couldn't work up the courage there just to
So just to kind of explain it in a brief way as possible.
be easy. Hold out on all the graphics, the graphic details.
So Bray was kind of he introduced himself. He's wearing a new sweater, got like a tan sweater. or whatever.
Okay.
Well, Mr. Rogers did switch
Yeah,
sweaters
he
every
did.
now and
He
then.
did, yeah,
Did he really?
yeah, he did. He always different colors.
He didn't go with it. Okay.
It was red, green,
Yeah,
blue.
he kept
yeah.
several ones that his mom knitted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that real? Really?
Yeah, it's real. It's,
I didn't
it's
know
the
that.
truth. Yeah,
it
that's
could
cool.
be.
So
That's
Bray,
what he respected for Christmas.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Look at Rob.
That's an interesting fact.
Rob here with the fun.
I
But
grew
Mr.
up watching.
Rogers-
Yeah, I
with the
grew up
Mr.
watching
Rogers.
him.
But I mean, I did too.
Did you watch
but
the documentary last
I
year?
must
No,
have-
I didn't.
It
yet.
was a good movie.
I was
Good
wa-
Is it the
documentary.
one with Tom Hanks? Like, I
No,
hear
no,
that's
that's
gonna
it.
happen.
No, that's
Well, because they did the movie and I
did a
watched
documentary.
it on the plane, but I didn't get to finish it.
Huh.
So
It was
no
really good.
no spoilers on the Mr. Rogers movie.
I won't.
He knew what he was getting for Christmas every year.
That's neat.
Okay.
So
He was like, "Can I at least have the ones with buttons?"
Oh.
Like that
He
excited
didn't
him.
say that.
No, for reals, for
oh
reals.
my god, I don't know
Like-
where you're getting
Well,
information. from.
well, they can look that up on YouTube.
Like it was a big deal. to Have buttons
Oh,
like
my.
on it.
All right.
Okay, so Bray Wyatt
Bray
had
Wyatt.
a sweater.
Bray Wyatt had a sweater or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, he was talking. I don't remember what exactly what he was talking about, but they cut back to Buzzard. What's his name?
Oh,
Dear, forgot his name.
that bird-looking thing.
See, there's only
Buzzard.
two iconic sweaters to me that I always remember growing up: Mr. Rogers and Carlton.
I mean, look, I know Bill Cosby's not on the best of
Oh,
terms with a lot of people,
I
but are we
remember
just gonna
Carlton.
excuse the sweater game
Oh, there's
that Cosby had?
You know, Carlton one came with a dance and everything though.
Is the buzzard eating the rabbit? Is that what?
He
What
ate
did
the
I just see?
rabbit.
What
So
did I just see?
Oh my gosh.
so
Say.
Bray is talking, and then you hear Mercy the Buzzard.
He didn't
It
show any
cuts to him.
mercy.
He was eating something, and Bray was like, "Well, what are you eating?" And he says, "Mercy was being rude." He was like, "Mind your own business, Bray." So he goes, and then, Bray's trying to be all nice, being all nice.
Uh-huh, right.
And then Abby comes out. She's right there in the corner. You see her.
Okay. Yeah,
She's
creepy.
like, she says something to Mercy like, "Show us what it is or whatever that you're eating," and Mercy still won't let it go. So Bray has to go in and reach out, and he finally grabs for Bramley Rabbit's head, and Bray he says, "Well, we all make mistakes. So we'll forgive you for your mistake," and it was very nonchalant. I was like, "Oh my god, we just witnessed a murder!"
It just have
And then
no blood, no blood, no.
No, it's just
no
just
blood.
the stuff
Okay.
part. But then they cut to Bray saying, "Hey, you know what? We should have a picnic." Then you see there's about 6 kids
Uh-huh.
sitting on the floor, all with blank faces, like like no smile.
I feel like I have a blank face right now. 'cause
Yeah, exactly. Like your
I
face.
think I know where this is going, and I don't.
And he's like, let's have a picnic, and he's, cheering them up, and they're not doing anything. You hear, like, I think they're trying to sing a song or something,
Uh-huh.
but they're not even, like, reacting. It was very creepy. And, yeah, we witnessed the murder of
Did-
a poor
Wait,
rabbit.
wait. So did they eat the rabbit for the picnic?
No, they didn't have it. It just cut.
It
after
sounds
that.
implied, though.
Yeah, so Bray forgave Mercy the buzzard, but it looks like we're not going to get any more rambling rabbit.
Sad.
This is a tragic. He's still going to be on the graphic, though, apparently. They have him on the graphic.
Oh,
on
I
the
mean,
t-shirt.
he's on the graphic, so I mean, what do they do now? I mean,
Are they going to Pet Cemetery?
yeah, right.
Resurrect?
The pet, yeah, right.
All right, so we got to head to a commercial break right now. When we return, I mean, I don't have anything else on
We'll
that. We'll
yeah,
figure
I
it
know
out.
what we're gonna talk about.
Oh, you do?
We're gonna talk about the revival
Oh.
and how their career is gonna need a little reviving of the way things are going. So stay tuned for that. We'll be right back on Beyond the Ropes. Boom.
22 West Radio took home 3 awards.
I was
from the
like, I don't have
International
anything. Wait a
Broadcasting
minute, yes,
Service
I
Got it,
conference
that's
this
right.
year.
We didn't talk
Here's a
about
message from the shows that won.
Hi everyone, I'm Georgie. I'm the main host of Brains Are Sexy Radio.
So how did
We're a
the
show that tackles mental health and helps students cope with the daily
how'd the other
stressors
show
of
go?
college life. Because we
Pretty good.
believe
The,
a healthy brain is a sexy
The
brain.
actor.
We won an award this year for Best
What has
Talk
he been
Program.
in, or what is
So
this?
come be a part of the
I
discussion
think
and
he's
tune in
like
on
already
Wednesdays
started
from
and
10
stuff, but it
to
was just
11
interesting 'cause
a.m.
he
on
talked about
22
moving
West
from, like,
Radio.
the base camp and stuff.
Hi everyone, I'm Isa, one of the hosts for Fibonacci Radio. We're a show that focuses on shining a spotlight on local music through a live aspect as well as through playlists that explain the cultural significance of
I
certain
think so, yeah.
songs and
it. Are you ready
artists.
again?
We won awards for Best Variety Show and Best Live Music
Yeah,
Broadcast.
LA.
Listen to
XFL
Fibonacci on
LA
Fridays
followed
from
me
1
like a
p.m. to
while
3
back.
p.m.
No, I
Brains
just
Are
followed them.
Sexy and Fibonacci are 2 shows
Okay,
you
yeah.
do
They
not
got
want
back
to
to you about
miss.
that.
Thank you very much for tuning in to 22
Ooh.
West Radio.
Some girl, I forget her name. For the Dig Magazine newsletter.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Department.
Yeah, I did it.
She got back to you though, like.
No, yeah, that happened weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
This is
No, I
like-
was just wondering if they needed more because if it's a
Just
little
accordions
small.
and waltz. Well, you'll
Oh, like, so you've seen it or whatever?
Yeah, like they.
Oh, I don't
showed
know.
me it
Did
and,
they
like,
say they were going to, or they needed to, or?
Well, that's why I was just wondering if they needed to put a little.
Oh, I don't know. Let me. Isn't one of those girls out there?
Francois.
One of them's a photographer, but the other's the writer. The one that's the
Bringing
writer.
you SoCal, CSULB, and 22 West Radio, all French of French
It's-
themed music. The good.
It's because I think like I thought she was gonna ask you also about like the whole Downey under 40.
Oh.
She wrote something like he was named the Downey under 40 under 40.
Join us for
No, it's a list.
Yeah.
She thinks that's the whole your whole complete title is you're the Downey 40 under
Tune
40.
in every Tuesday from 9 to 10.
Yeah, I was on 40.
À plus,
I'm
mes
on 40
chers
people.
amis. Bonsoir et au revoir.
Oh,
Yours
wow.
truly, Francois.
Francois.
Hi, my name is Senya. I'm a third-year Comp Studies major, and you're listening to 22S Radio.
Would you and a friend like to travel to Europe for $22? 22 for 22 West is our fundraising campaign this year. Donate securely online at www.22westmedia.com. Do it now. In order to reduce the amount of student fees requested each year, we are asking for $22 for 22 West from our listeners, viewers, and readers, and supporters like you. Each $22 donated from now until May 31st, 2019 will receive one entry into the opportunity drawing for a trip for 2 to any European destination that Turkish Airlines flies. Turkish Airlines flies to 107 European destinations. All proceeds will go directly to equipment and operating expenses, which are put in service training our volunteers, serving our talented student hosts, producers, editors, writers, and on-screen talent. We provide more than 3 dozen student jobs running our radio, video, and magazine operations. We provide 24 internships a semester to provide students hands-on experience in a professional media production environment without leaving campus. It's only $22 to provide and possibly also receive an opportunity of a lifetime. Donate securely online at www.22westmedia.com. Do it now. And we're back with episode 86 of Beyond the Ropes. I'm Ethan.
I'm James.
Rob.
You can follow us on Twitter. And how can they follow us on Twitter, James?
At Real BTR Radio. 2 R's.
There we go. We're also on Facebook, facebook.com/Beyond the Ropes, where you can give us a like. Right there, we post all 80 videos are up there. We post predictions and any additional content as well, and so much more. We are also on YouTube. Just search up Beyond the Ropes. You can currently watch us on YouNow with the hashtag
Ask questions.
and you can find us currently on Live Me. How do they find us there?
Live Pro Wrestling Talk Show.
There
we
we
have
go.
50 people now on this stream right here.
Thank you for tuning in. So I just found out that last week is going to be our last show for a while.
Yeah,
That's
next week.
That's
We'll
gonna
be back in August.
on August. All right. So
6 p.m.
okay, Mondays.
Mhm.
Oh.
August.
Are we going to be watching Raw during that time, or what's going?
No, we're gonna have.
Is this confirmed? Is this official? Is this breaking news?
No, ladies and gentlemen, we're just finding this out ourselves.
We're just. All right.
Well, you know, sometimes the superstars get drafted too. You know, it was all
That's-
live
that-
during.
Apparently, there's a shakeup going on here.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel like
we
what's
got our own
happening here.
shakeup
Yeah.
here.
All right. I mean, I'm with it.
All right. Just for the semester, right, or the whole year?
It's the fall.
Whenever
Just
Vince
The
McMahon.
fall.
Just the
August
to-
to December.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then we change again, or what's
Yeah,
going
it's
on?
like usual. It just depends.
All right.
We're just taking one show at a time, folks.
We'll talk more up the air.
So
all
stay
right.
tuned to the Facebook page and the Twitter for more information on when you'll be able to hear us in the future. But for the meantime, we have a few more minutes left on today's show. I wanted to talk about the revival.
So, apparently they still
Yeah.
haven't signed a new contract with WWE, and they're being punished for it.
And I wouldn't either at this point. It's looking pretty bad.
It's not looking good for WWE.
It's not looking good for the revival either. They had
Yeah.
a little icy hot incident last night.
They had an Usiha.
An Uzi hot, yeah.
Apparently, I mean, it's not even working well for the Usos either, because they become a prankster team now.
Right.
Not even.
It's a bad use of everyone's.
It's not good for anyone
right
involved.
No one wins. That's for sure.
So the gag was the Usos put their version of Icy Hot in the Revival's trunks, and so.
Wait. So I mean, just to be clear, there was no clear definition on how said
They were-
icy hot was put in.
They were seen backstage leaving a room, kind of sneaking.
Yeah. Okay. I remember
So-
seeing that. Right.
I guess they put the Uzi Hot. That's what they called it.
Right. All right. Just to be clear, just
Yeah,
so
they
it's
won't get sued
clear.
or anything.
Just so it's clear that the Usos did not actually apply. Said
There was
icy
no.
hot.
There was no.
They just had
visual.
the jar. Yeah.
They
right.
did the sneaky thing, whatever. And they came out before the Revival's match, and I say match because
It was
it
very.
never happened.
Yeah.
Against the club, Gallows and Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
And when they told them, the Revival got all itchy all of a sudden, or hot, or whatever it was that Uzi Hot does to them. And it made for a comedic moment. I laughed, but you could tell Revival aren't being used properly and are kind of being punished.
I mean, they sold it well, but at the same time,
WWE better be careful because they might be getting the Revival over.
yeah, no, that's true.
If they're trying to embarrass them,
Right.
they might actually do the opposite and actually get them over with the crowd, because they could just end up being like a comedic tag team.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, this is the week. This is coming off a week a week prior in which they were seen shaving each other's backs.
Which
so
isn't that really embarrassing to be.
I mean, in a way, no, but I mean, where do they go from here? That's the question.
Yeah.
Where do they go from here?
They just keep doing stuff to try and embarrass them, because unless they sign a contract, they're trying to guilt them into signing a contract, essentially.
Right.
And it's not a bad contract, but the Revival clearly isn't in it for the money.
Mm-hmm.
As much as money is cool.
Yeah, I mean, they were offered the 5-year deal.
$500,000.
$500,000 each year.
Which is a lot.
They signed it?
No.
No.
They were
That's
offered.
why, I mean, I don't know what more they want or what.
They want creative to be
Control,
better. They don't want. I don't think they want necessarily control. They just want to be used properly in the
Right.
proper tag division, and that clearly is not being done.
And
right
you
now.
know what? I think they would honestly probably be a pretty good fit in AEW because
Oh yeah, for sure.
Cody Rhodes is the son of Dusty Rhodes. While I feel like Cody Rhodes has that mindset of how things were back in the day, and that's kind of that's the Revival's gimmick. So I'd be kind of curious to see how well that would all mesh together in AEW if that were to happen.
Absolutely.
I think it was pretty interesting though that they mentioned that AEW will not be hiring writers.
Yeah, I mean that
Yeah.
gives full control more or less to Cody and the Young Bucks, right? So
Yeah, and the superstars to give their input as well.
Yeah.
The wrestlers to give their input. Yeah, we've got
so what's
we
up?
got
with-
Money in the Bank.
We got Money in the Bank. That's what not this week, but next week.
Yes, not this Sunday, but next Sunday. Next week will be our last episode, so we'll be able to give our predictions on the air, but we won't be talking about the results. They will exclusively be on social media, I guess.
Yeah.
For people to catch up on. Gotta find some ways to give some Beyond the Ropes product out there. So
There's
We'll be back on the last Monday of August.
cool.
I think we could try a few things during the summer or whatever we're planning on doing, but there's social media platforms we can use
we can
if
always
we want to
live
share.
tweet.
Yeah.
We can always live tweet stuff from our personal as well as our official.
Oh, but you could also do it on Periscope too.
We could also do the Periscope or go on Facebook. There's Facebook Live
Yeah.
still, right? So we can
Yeah,
do
yeah.
that.
He said Facebook Live still, right?
Right.
Like
I
said,
haven't
it's-
used it in a while, so
I haven't really had a chance to use it either,
Yeah.
but it's still around. Facebook's
so-
not going anywhere.
we'll be around. Yeah, we've got Money in the Bank. A new match was added last night for the United States Championship. Samoa Joe will defend against Rey Mysterio. Dominic is back, so it looks like they're continuing
Right.
that Dominic storyline, which
Yeah.
is cool for him.
And they had a little confrontation there. I thought if Samoa Joe wanted to, he could have
I thought he was gonna put him to sleep.
right then and there.
They
Yeah.
might be saving that. So, he just confronted Dominic and kind of cut a promo on him, saying,
I thought it was
"Send a
interesting.
warning to your dad."
Yeah, I thought it was interesting too. He mentioned the history that Dominic has had there on the show before.
Uh-huh.
They mentioned Eddie Guerrero and whatnot. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Usually when you have appearances like you are having here now with Dominic, sometimes they'll tend to forget the history and when they showed up. So I thought that was a nice little touch. But I think that was it was kind of almost that anticipation, and that's kind of what you want in a story. It's kind of like, is this it? Is this the moment where Samoa Joe's going to take out Dominic? And while you kind of were starting to think that they didn't do it, but
That's I agree. I
we
think
have
that's
to
what-
think it's coming.
That's what WWE needs, I think, overall in their storylines.
Mm-hmm.
We can, a few minutes left, so we can talk about what they could do and what they probably should do. We're no experts, but
Mhm.
some ideas of possibly get those again ratings up as well as get morale up, because I don't think there's a whole lot of morale within the fans specifically,
Right, and
and even some of the superstars.
If you start looking at
You got Sasha Banks, who hasn't been hurt.
MIA, you got Luke Harper, you have
Trying to get out. Revival trying to get out.
Trying to get out.
Gallows and Anderson are on their way out, most likely.
right.
Rhino, I found out this morning, is on his way out as well.
Mm-hmm.
It has nothing to do with him being unhappy. He just, there wasn't anything, I guess, he wanted to do.
ECW originals are starting to compete quite a bit lately.
Yeah, and Impact.
Who are the other? Who?
Impact is doing.
Tommy, RVD, Sabu.
They're trying.
They're
to
all
a
on-
6-man tag.
they're on
match.
Impact.
Wait a minute.
They're trying
Wait a minute.
This is like the 5th time they've done that.
You're telling me that Sabu, RVD. I'm not surprised about Tommy Dreamer because Tommy Dreamer has his own
Does everything.
promotion and it has been around. But I guess I'm really not surprised about RVD. But they have them all on Impact right now.
They've been doing, I think, one-offs. I don't think they're signed.
But they had a 6-man tag. Who do they have a 6-man tag?
I don't remember who.
I don't remember. I follow Impact and I see other stuff, but I don't completely follow it, so I don't really know.
It's because they're feuding with some team. I think it's OVE, right?
I think you're right.
Who's that?
OVE, Sammy Callahan's group, formerly, he was in NXT.
Yeah,
Solid
sounds
Pro.
familiar. Okay.
But yeah, it's his group.
I saw Willie Mack signed a deal with TNA. I think
He's been there,
I think
so,
we
yeah.
mentioned. Yeah, I think we mentioned that before. He he shared it on his Facebook page
Mhm.
the other day. So I don't know if that's a new deal or, but I feel like we talked about Willie Mack not too long ago. But so again, as we're kind of wrapping things up here, I found it kind of interesting. My big takeaway from yesterday on Raw was how they had folks like AJ Styles and Seth Rollins. I believe they confronted Vince, right? More or less. Vince was out there when they were both out there, kind of stating like what's up with having the having the SmackDown guys here.
Yeah, there was a little tension, a little bit there. They're definitely moving forward. They're teasing like an AJ Styles heel
Right,
turn.
that's right.
Because he hit Seth with the forearm by accident, but then he walked away after. 'Cause they had a tag team match, and he walked out.
That's right.
So.
And then you had Baron Corbin and Lashley in the back on Twitter saying they beat the Universal Champion.
Corbin's
So
gonna win that Money in the Bank briefcase watch.
I'm sure a lot of people. I have quite a few followers who are not very thrilled with Baron Corbin.
Oh, I don't think so.
And I mean, and this was before Baron Corbin was even the GM or whatever he was.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't like him. I mean, I think he's good, but
yeah, he draws natural heat to himself.
I mean, I think you gotta give him. Well, I think Ricochet should be the one who wins it, but
it's probably too soon, to be honest.
yeah, I mean, because I don't see him taking the title off of anybody. And who else is supposed to be in that match?
We've got Randy Orton, Finn Balor, Andrade,
And Finn-
Ali,
Okay.
and
Finn Balor's the
Braun.
champ. Is still
He's
the
the
IC
IC
champion. I can't see him winning it. I would say Andrade may actually be the favorite.
Drew McIntyre is actually in there.
Drew
so
could be in it too.
I think he's a favorite.
I would have picked Ali, but what is Ali? Oh, Ali's on SmackDown.
Yeah, it's also probably too soon for him. I think I would see him go after that Intercontinental Championship first.
Yeah, well, because I was thinking if he was on Raw, then he wasn't gonna go with Seth because they almost look alike, which is sometimes how they book. You know, they I don't know.
I mean, I don't see that.
Who's
as a
this?
big
Oh,
roadblock.
Kofi and Ali. I mean, that could.
Yeah, that
I
has
can
a
see
story
him.
built into it. I mean, considering
The whole
Kofi-
replacement thing. There we go.
So that's a possibility.
I'm
But
going.
I don't think they would turn Ali heel. He's a pure.
That's
babyface
true.
Right now,
That's
so.
true. And so, I know we're wrapping up here, but what happened to Xavier Woods? Because I saw Kofi mention after the match on the network during an interview backstage that Woods and Big E were out, so he had that match solo last night.
So I think they were just following up on last week when Kevin Owens attacked.
Oh, is that what happened?
Xavier.
Okay.
I don't think he's
okay.
legitimately hurt. So they just didn't have him appear last night. So.
Right, because that just got my brain going again, thinking that there could be a heel turn here if both of those guys are away for quite. Big E and Xavier are gone long enough. I think there could be something more there. That's just me.
All right. Well, we'll have to see. We have one more episode, our season finale, I guess, next week, next
Our season
Tuesday at
finale,
2 p.m. right here on 22S Radio. Once again, I'm Ethan.
I'm James.
Bruh.
And this episode has been too sweet, and it's about to be deleted.